access to it. Okay, so we're recording. Good evening once again. My name is Adenike Babalola, and this is, day 15 of free training sessions I started in September, and I decided to do this just to help as many people who are looking to prepare for the IELTS test, or who are trying to start content writing and they want to use Fiverr as their platform for offering their skills to people so that they can get paid in dollars. And then the third aspect is, okay, people who want to create digital products like online courses and ebooks. I am sharing my knowledge. I started this last year in June 2021, and I just felt, let me share this knowledge with as many people as possible. Who knows who needs it? I don't know who needs it, and that's why we have done 14 so far. Today is day 15. Okay, so I'm about to share my screen, and tonight we're focusing on content writing, SEO blog post writing in particular. Please, can you confirm to me that you can see the screen? Can you let me know if you can see my screen? If you can, what can you see? If you can see my screen, what can you see? Because this is where everything begins. This is where this session begins. So can you please tell me what you can see on my screen? If you can see my screen, I'm sharing my screen with you. Okay, your response will allow me to progress. It will allow me to proceed, except the network is preventing you from hearing me. Okay, am I seeing any response? Am I seeing any response? Anything? I'm scrolling up, down. You can see my screen. I see yes. Okay, thank you. I see yes. Awesome. Okay, so this, you can see, this is Google. I'm on Google. Okay, I opened the search engine and I need to look at this search area. I typed SEO blog writing. I already know the article the blogs we're going to use, but I want to show you what I am doing so that you understand it. Okay, so this is Google, and then in the search option I typed SEO blog writing, and this is the search results. This is the first page of Google from top to bottom. On this page there are 10 articles. And the reason there are 10, the 10 websites are showing on this page now. And the reason these particular websites are the ones that are showing is because they are search engine optimized. What does SEO mean? SEO means search engine optimization. You optimize your whatever you write so that it is showing on Google. Google is the #1 search engine as as anything is concerned. We know that there is Bing. We know that there is Safari. I think Microsoft owns Bing. Apple owns Safari. But we know that Google is the one everybody goes to when they are looking for something. I don't know, is there somebody here that does not use Google? Please, in case you are here, you don't use Google, just let me know, or you can drop it in the chat whenever you are watching this video. Now, the concept is, I searched for SEO blog writing. And look at the results. There are over 66 million results for this keyword. These 3 words are called keywords. A keyword is something people search for. And the reason you can see all these things, can you see SEO blog writing examples, blog template, job, topics, course, beginners. These things are shown because people are looking for them. The reason you can see all these things here is because people are looking for them. People are looking. This is what people type when they go on Google. Okay? So, but me, I didn't even type forward. I just typed 3. And then these are the things that came up. Ignore this first one. This is an ad. Okay? This is an ad. So they are in Google to show their content to people. Okay? So that's the first one. Now, this is the first legitimate website, yoast.com. I use Yoast a lot when the reason we are learning content writing is because some of us want to try our hands on Fiverr, and I already shared my experience so far. I said when I started Fiverr before I started IELTS, I finished NYSC, went back to Lagos, no job. Somebody connected me with a guy who was going for NYSC but needed a writer to be writing his jobs. So the guy would send me the jobs he got on Fiverr. I would do the job and I would send it to him. It will pay me $2 out of the $5. Fiverr will take $1. So I get 2. That's how we started. Now the jobs he was getting were jobs that have to do with write an SEO blog post, write an SEO article, write an SEO content. Everything was related to SEO, SEO, SEO. And this SEO, all it means is, how can you make my bid? When a buyer comes to you for an SEO blog post, what they are saying is, I want Google to show me to my potential customers. Now, can you help me write a blog post? Can you write on a topic that will allow me, the website, to be seen by Google? Okay, so you, the SEO writer, are the one that allows people or businesses to get seen if you can do your job well and make sure that their article is seen by Google. So if Google sees that blog post of that person's website, it means that, look at this Yoast now. Look, Yoast is number one. I used to use Yoast, and I've used Yoast since 2017 to go and find out if my article is well written. I check for the readability. How easy will somebody understand it? How many keywords are there? Did I use enough cohesive voices? This transition word, all things that they list here. These are things I've been doing since I started in 2017. Especially when I started with that guy. Of course, I began, after a month, I moved and I created my own account on Fiverr and everything. I started Fiverr with the guy in June. I started my own account in July. I got my IELTS job in August. I moved to Adenike in September. And so I was doing both Fiverr and IELTS. I was a secondary school teacher. I was a coaching center tutor. I was doing like 4 or 5 things at the same time. And I did, even though I left my job in 2018, that job, because Fiverr could now take care of my things. And, I got married and I started IELTS on my own, everything. The point is, many of the things that are here are things I did when I was delivering jobs. I launched my free Fiverr ebook 2 weeks ago, and that was where in that book I showed everything that I did. I just gave everything that my account was, so that everybody else that wants to try Fiverr can say, yes, this is what it is. Post is showing because it is a big website. They already have authority on the internet. That's why they are showing. But apart from that, this particular article that they are showing us, this blog post itself, see, 10 tips for an awesome and SEO-friendly blog post. The reason it is showing as number one, apart from the fact that Yoast has authority in blog, in content creation and everything, apart from that, this article itself, Google likes it. Google loves this article. Do you know why? Can you see down? You see this featured snippet? Can you see where my cursor is? About featured snippet. Google likes you to write your content and optimize it in a way this version that we can see here will show on Google itself. They want you to give people Google wants you to give people a taste of what they are going to meet on your website. Show it on Google. So the reason this website is showing is because Google likes the fact that people can taste before they eat. That is why Yoast is showing here. Does it ever happen to you? As soon as you search and you see a website that gives you something like this, you just click on it because it's already showing you the things you need. Think before you write. Devise structure for your post. Use graph and editing. Because you can already see some of it. It's just the way, I'm hosting free classes. I didn't know when I started last year that hosting free classes is actually a ticket to increasing my sales. When I was doing it last year, I didn't know because nobody taught me marketing. I just came online. I felt, okay, do what I'm seeing, this big people do. So I didn't really know what I was doing. So the way this free training eventually leads to your actual sales, okay? That's where this taste of the content will bring you inside their website. I'm already teaching you the SEO even before we go to this is the article we are going to analyze. Patel. Neil Patel is one of the gods of digital marketing, if I can use that. Okay, he's one of the gods of digital marketing. We are coming to his website to look at the steps, but the things I'm already talking about on this Google page is the practical of what we're going to read in his website, on his website. I've made one point. Yoast is an authority on the internet, so they are showing. That's number one. They've built authority over time. It is called domain authority. They are built authority. That's number one. Number two is because their websites, as they've optimized this particular article to show people a taste of it. And Google likes articles, your website that show a taste of their blog. That's why this is showing to you, number 2. But number 3, can you see the title of the blog post itself? 10 is a number. Are you aware? Yes, you are aware, obviously. 10 tips for an awesome and SEO-friendly blog post. Look at us. When we came to search on this Google, was it not SEO blog writing we wrote? That's what we came to search for, as if we wanted to learn, right? Now, look at the title of the article. They optimized their title of the blog post to contain things that we wrote. Even though you cannot say writing here, and you cannot see, we did not write friendly. This SEO-friendly blog post is the keyword they used to make sure that this blog post will be seen by us when we search for it. Inside this title, 2 things are clear. You should always use numbers when titling your blog posts. You are going to read it in Neil Patel's blog post. I want to quickly change my screen and show you how I always use numbers. I want to change my screen and show you. I found a folder. I found one of my Fiverr folders because I used to name my folders per month. I do in January 2018. You find a folder. For February 2018, you find another folder. Now I want to show you a folder that I found, and I found it recently on my laptop because everything I did, they're all in my Google Drive already. So can you see what I'm showing you now? Can you see this list? Can you see this list? So this Will Jacks is the person I worked with before I fully switched to IELTS last year. This person came to me December 2020, January, February, March, April, May, June, and July of last year. There supposed to be 8 jobs here, right? Okay, since there's one more. This person's job, can you see? Now you see that there are numbers in between. This one has number, this one has number, and I think this one. That's not where I'm going. I want to go back. Now, look at this page. Can you see this page? Can you see 3 ideas, 3 reasons, 4 ideas, 4 main types, 5 actionable, 5 huge, 5 reason, 5 simple, 5, 6 benefit, 6 huge benefit. Okay, this is even IELTS, so take that one out. 7 fun, 7 huge, 7 safety, 7 simple, 7 weight, 8 best. No, okay. And you see, they always use numbers because research has shown that numbers click. When people see numbers, they know what to expect. So that's me. And if you look at those, jobs, if you check their dates, you see 2020, 2020, 2020. I didn't, I stopped doing much of Fiverr last year when I, created my online IELTS business. And so even till this year, I think I've just done 5 or 6 or 7 jobs on Fiverr. And I've just said start preaching it to other people who want to consider it. I'm not doing so much of it anymore because my attention is into IELTS and my kids and all. Now, I'm changing my screen. I want to take you back to where we were because we are doing a bit of the practical before we now go and read everything that Neil Patel has to say. Okay, now back to this page. So you see that the title has number. And the title has the keyword, which is closely linked to what we typed. But I'm not clicking on Yoast website. I'm not clicking on them. But because I know who I came to look for when I typed it. This HubSpot is another authority in content anything digital marketing. HubSpot is their, should I say, I don't know if I would even say they come before Neil Patel or they come after. Okay, so HubSpot is a top. So if you're looking to learn, take note of Yoast.com. They have a readability tool. You will need that tool to analyze your blog posts when you begin to write. Okay, it's like Grammarly. The way Grammarly will analyze your grammar, that's the way Yoast has that readability tool. Okay, so take note of Yoast.com, then take note of HubSpot.com. But I'm also not searching. I'm also not clicking on HubSpot. But I want to show you something. Can you see this parts of this? Can you see this part that is showing here? Where my cursor is this 24 March SEO writing 20 tips of writing blog posts that rank on Google. Use edit your benefits, optimize your content for featured snippets. In short, this part like this is called meta description. And what I know, I know that with the people, we are here, and it's possible that you have searched. When you search, you see websites that have this kind of things. The concept is when you put your blog posts or a buyer comes to you to write for them, when they are putting that at blog posts on their website, they publish it, they must add a meta description. What is meta description? You need to describe what your blog post is about so that Google can understand it and then show it to people when people search. The essence of all these blog posts is not just because these people just like writing. It's not just because they like writing or they like blogging. No. The point is, at the end of the day, they have market, they have products they're selling. They want to offer you something. They want you to do business with them eventually, right? So the blog posts are, blogging or writing allows them to show you that they know what they are doing. They are authority on what they are doing. Okay, that Yoast, I told you Yoast as a tool, right? I know I use the free version, but I'm sure they probably have a paid version somewhere, right? HubSpot as an academy, they have an academy. They have, everything content that you need, right? So you see, these two lines that is black, this description here is just a way they described what their blog post is about, so that Google can show it to the people that need it. This is one of the things Neil Patel talks about in the article. We are going to get to it. Okay, now I'm going to scroll down because I want you to see what who I'm going to meet. I don't know this Reliable Soft, maybe they just came on board. Eternity Marketing. Now Hrefs. So you see, we are talking about keywords. When you say keywords, what you mean is when people take their phone and they search for something, what they are interested in is what they write in the search option. What they write into Google is what they're interested in. That's what they want. That's what they're looking for. The way we wrote SEO blog writing here, that is what people search for. That's what we search for, and that's what people search for. But that said, you cannot just take any keyword and say, okay, this is what we're going to use. You need to find out what people are using when they search. You need to know why people search for what they search for when they are searching. But more than that, you need to be able to use the keywords that will allow Google to find you on time, so that you do not use keywords that people that are bigger than you are using, and then it now looks like Google keeps showing those other people, but it will not show you to your potential customers. When buyers come to you for SEO blog posts, what they want you to do is they want you to help them get seen by Google, so that Google can show them to their potential customers. That is the whole essence. So this Hrefs allows you to use their tool. They have a tool that allows you to find the keywords that you need for your own audience, or that you need to get seen by the people that need to see you. I'm not opening any of these other people's websites. I am going to Patel. Why? I know him, and he writes in a very interesting way. He writes as if he's writing for babies. And that is another feature of SEO blog writing. When you write, don't be scientific, don't be academic, don't write as if you're in the university. You need to write in a very, very simple way. Look at what it describes. Look at his meta description now. If you want to write the best content that will rank well in Google, you have to target keyword phrases. Avoid stopping keywords or over optimization. He must have taken this part from his website, from his blog post, and put it here. You see that he's writing as if he's talking to you. He's an expert, he knows that this is how you talk to people. You should always use the you word in content writing, in the content marketing space, in the entire digital marketing space. The word YOU is one of the most powerful magical words. Since I learned this when I was writing on Fiverr, I promised myself that I would always use it. So if you found me on Instagram by chance, pay attention to the way I write. You will see that I write as if I'm talking to one person. When you write as if you are talking to just one person. Just one person is listening to you. That way, you're able to focus on them. And that's what Neil Patel did here. So, you see when it says, if you want to write, when you are going through, this website, you see if you want to write, you feel like the person is talking to you. And so you would listen to him. Okay? Now, look at this backlinko here. I've always known backlinko. The same way backlinko is, his name is Brian Dean. He's also an authority. just like Neil Patel. But let's not stop there. This Zenith copy is a Nigerian. Her name is Chima Imeji. Please find her on LinkedIn. And she is good. She serves a madly wide international audience. She is huge. She has written for many of the top platforms that you can ever think of. Her name is Chima, Chima Imeji, Mmja. Zenith copy is she's Nigerian. Let me open our website so you can see her, so that when you see her on LinkedIn, you will know. Okay, or do you know her? I see Oluwatosin is typing. Do you know her? Let's go to About Us so you can see her. Okay, let's go to About Us so you can see her. She is good. Chima is very good. So if you feel as if Neil Patel is some foreign somebody, branding is foreign, Chima is like she's like horse. She looks like you. Your network. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is I'm recording this. I'm recording it so you will see it, so you'll be able to watch it later. This is Chima. Okay? She's one person I learned from. I continue. You know, I was happy to know that there's somebody like me that is writing. Even I know she doesn't write on Fiverr. I don't know if she ever started on Fiverr, but she's a boss in our world. She's big. Chima is big. So if you want to, have that own body that you can say, yeah, I know this person, please just look through. Just come and sit down on her page, and you can learn from her as well. But tonight we're not going there. I want to take you to Neil Patel's website. You see that he's also offering us. He has a tool. He has a tool called Uber Suggest. That Uber Suggest will help you to find keywords. It's help you to find a lot of things. Let me show you one job I did. I got all my keywords from Uber Suggest. Give me a minute. I want to change my screen. Everything I'm showing you here is practical, because this is how you start. You are completely new to content writing. All you need to do is just do your first search on Google, and what you need will show it to you. I want to show you. I got all these keywords. Can you see? I'm showing you a list. I'm showing you an Excel file. Can you see all these keywords? I had to. There's this website I used to write for, Nitro Cuts. So this man is, his website is about health and fitness, muscle building, eating the right foods, exercising, weightlifting, and all those things. So when he gave me a job that had to do with hammer curls, my gig on Fiverr entailed keyword research, finding what people are searching for, so that I can use it for his website. Okay. Now I went to Uber Suggest, Neil Patel's Uber Suggest, and this is the result I found. Now I know you are looking at all these people, all these numbers. They have plenty. Please just calm down. Have peace. Calm down. Volume means how often do people search for these keywords in a month. So if you are seeing 720 here, and you're seeing 480, and then you're seeing 170, you're seeing 90, 70, the lower it goes, the way this, that these ones up here are the most common keywords that people are using. And so for you, that it will make you feel that I must use one. If people are, searching for this one, then I must use this one that people are searching for. But the point is, already, let me explain this. Already, can you see this keyword difficulty? What it says to you is, if you use this keyword, it will be difficult for you to get seen, because some people are already using it. There are people that are bigger than you, bigger in the industry, that are using it. So the lower it goes, okay, can you see that all of these figures are almost the same? And of course, this volume is also dropping, but somehow it is easier for you if you want to sing. If your website, if you want to help a business sing, don't use the keywords with high volumes. Use the ones that are not so common, somewhere in the middle here. Why? People are already, these ones here are competitive. Competition is really high. You can see here. And of course, this is because this is a particular industry, a particular niche. Okay, so by the time you go down, the ones with fewer chances, look at 0. I don't understand all these numbers. It will take somebody with a little bit more technical knowledge to understand all these things. But the way they say it, Don't use keywords with high volumes because you are not likely to get seen for it if you just want to start using it. There are businesses that are using it. So when you are writing for a business, don't really depend on the major ones. Even though you can use these ones, pick other variety so that Google can attach the knowledge of these other keywords to your website. You are helping a business get in. Don't take these high ones and don't take these low ones. What you should do, this one that's like 170, this one that has 173.90, that's like where you should order yourself. Those are the best keywords to use. But this is just one page of eBay Suggest. There are other tools that you can use. You know, I talked about Ahrefs before. Let me take you back to their website so that you will see the keyword tool that I talked about. Okay, I want to change my screen back to Google and to my Google Chrome. Okay, you know, I talked about Ahrefs. This is Ahrefs tool, Keyword Explorer. It is useless for you to write an article without keyword research. It is useless. Don't ever try it. I'm saying it clearly because it's either you are wasting money for yourself or you're about to get a bad review from the buyer that is going to pay you. If the buyer happens to know what keyword research is and you did not do keyword research before writing for them, just expect a bad review because that's a bad job done. You should never, ever start writing a blog post without doing key research. You need to know what people are looking for before you say you're going to write. It's just like the IELTS I teach. You need to understand what examiners want from you before you can say you want to start preparing an exam. Ask yourself, what do they want from me? What do they want? What am I to do that will make me get my band 9? So for keywords, for this Ahrefs, this is Ahrefs tool. This is what it will give you. It will tell you how difficult. See this one. When it says it is super hard for you to rank, it means that 1,197 websites are already using this particular keyword. Look at overview. Their keyword is SEO. They just use ordinary SEO. They just use SEO in the US. If almost 1,200 websites are already using SEO, and you don't want to rank for SEO, it's not suicidal. It is suicidal. Look at the search volume. Oh, 212,000 people are searching. But it will be difficult for you to get seen for it. Okay? So, this is a keyword research tool. Please add it to your resources. I've mentioned some things. I've told you to take note of yoast.com. I told you to take note of New Patel. They also mentioned Backlinko. And then I mentioned one Nigerian woman, Zenith Copy. Now, this is the tool for doing research. Now, let us go back. And apart from this, Keyword Explorer, you can use Google Trends to do keyword research. What are people searching for when they come to Google for the particular thing you want to write about? Whether you're writing a health article or an article that has to do with education or something about travel or something about cryptocurrency, whatever it is that you are writing about, whether it's investment or wedding planning or event management, whatever the topic is, people are looking for something about it. And if you can help a business to talk about the things that people are asking, the problems that people have, honestly, you will get seen. Google will find you if you do everything right. And so you as a content writer, your job is to help any business that comes to you to get seen by Google. You cannot deliver rubbish work. You must deliver good. Oh, if you have a free Fiverr ebook, go through my reviews. I read those reviews and I look at myself and say, Adenike, when you were doing these jobs, I used to be very afraid. I used to ask, Adenike, you know what you are doing? I used to have so much self-doubt. I wish that one day I'd actually sat down to read my reviews. Those reviews are encouraging. I did not know that I was that powerful as a writer. Just go and read if you don't have that ebook yet, I will drop the link is in this group. But if you found me on Instagram, go on Instagram and just check. You'll see the book. I think almost 60 people have downloaded that ebook now. Tomorrow will make it 2 weeks. You need to read those reviews. Buyers love the jobs that I delivered. They loved it. They always loved it. These jobs that I didn't do well in are probably jobs that happened around when I was getting married, if I delayed my delivery, or when I was pregnant and I had to cancel the jobs, so they just drop you 1 star or something like that. So don't try to do more. If you want to make it, I talked about earning $13,000, which is even ridiculously small. For me, it's a big deal because, excuse me, earning in naira, earning in dollars, we know the difference. And I know how many things I did with the money between these 5 years. And if you go, in one of our previous sessions, we talked about the top 7 niches that people, the trending niches on Fiverr: digital marketing, social media content creation, NFT art, 3D modeling, cryptocurrency, video production, advertising. Those are the niches that people are looking for. Content writing and content marketing are big. You touch them under digital marketing, and you touch them under social media content creation as well. So no matter what happens in this life, people forever need blog posts. I wish I can open my Fiverr account for you now, so that you will see. I don't know if the network would allow me. Let me do Fiverr. Let me open. Yeah, this is Fiverr. This is Adenike. So let me just open. This is I want to show you people who have blog posts that blog post gigs. I want to show you. So I'm going to change myself from a seller to a buyer. I want to show you what gigs are available under. Now this is Fiverr. You can see graphics and design, digital marketing, writing, translation, video, and blah, 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 blah. These are all the categories. Now, click on writing and translation. It's going to all the sub niches there. I have just $29. I've just entered $9 so far this month. So that's all the money I have. Okay, so we're going to articles and blog posts. Let's go at the gigs of people that are under articles and blog posts. Okay. The essence of creating that free Fiverr ebook was for people to have a way to visualize what they want. If you want to try, at least look at me, I've tried, and I don't have all that time anymore. But at least let my story inspire you. Now, I'm now teaching you how to get these jobs done. See these people. How many gigs are under this? Can you see 75,560 blog posts for people that are delivering, services, for people that are delivering blog post writing? Look at them. I will write a text in Swedish. I will write an optimized SEO article blog post in French. I will write fashion content for your blog website. I will write technical, renewable energy, and sustainability blogs. Can you see how much they're charging? I will write an original and impressive German SEO article. I will write original wedding and event blog or article. Can you just follow them? Can you see $200? See this lady, this Fatwa though. This lady, I have known her since I started. She was my inspiration. I created my gigs with her as my inspiration. I don't know. She used to be a top-rated seller. I think she didn't really have much time after a while. So maybe that's why she dropped 4.9. She has this particular gig, she has a gig that has about 8,000 reviews. She has been years since, I don't know how many years. Maybe we should check. Let's check when she joined Fiverr. Let's open her profile to see the year, because she has been years since. She has been on Fiverr for a long time. Okay, where is it? Can you see 2015? Experience matters, because she worked with CNBC and Business Insider. Everybody knows Business Insider, they're big. Can you see when she joined Fiverr? January 2015. Me, I joined 2017. Can you see all her gigs? Can you see how plenty gigs she has? Can you count 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? And because she's, she has gotten to top rated, so she's already. This is 6. This is common. Let me just scroll down for you. So maybe you should save her name and go and use her inspiration. I still sent her to somebody that created her gig last month. One of the young ladies that reached out to me. Yes. Who now says you cannot join this year? Who says you cannot join this month? You cannot get on Fiverr. Now let us go to Neil Patel. I brought you here so that you know that I'm not saying nonsense. I wanted to show you. She can do everything. See her, she's doing NFT. I told you NFT is raising money, right? I told you social media is also one of the top, right? She's doing SEO copy. You see Amazon, you see blog posts. Where is it? I'll write for your website. Because she's doing everything in this world. I hope she's not married and she doesn't have children. Because I don't know how she gets it done. Or she probably maybe she has a team. So I brought you here to see the reality of what I'm talking about. Now, most of the things I've said to you we are going to meet them here, but I've already said them. Many of the things we'll find on Neil Patel's website, I have already talked about them. Now, this is what it says. One of the biggest challenges that bloggers and content marketers face is they want to write that search engines will find. How do you ensure that when you write, search engine will find you? Quickly come to this side and see who he is. Forbes says he is one of the top 10 marketers. Okay, Wall Street Journal calls him a top influencer on the web. Forbes says he's one of the top 10 marketers. And Entrepreneur magazine says he created one of the 100 most brilliant companies. He's a New York Times bestselling author and was recognized as a top 100 entrepreneur under the age of 30 by President Obama and a top 100 entrepreneur under the age of 35 by the United Nations. So he's not a small person at all. I get his emails every week because I always like to flow with those that know what's going on in the world. If you want to build your blog, or remember that you are a content writer that wants to help a business. So as you read this, you need to have the mind of the business owner yourself. You need to imagine that you are the business owner. Okay? You're going to have to get smarter about your content. And the way to accomplish this is SEO copywriting. That is how you get it done. That is how you build an audience. People that will come to your website and eventually will buy whatever you are selling. Because that's what we are doing in this life. It's just buying and selling, right? Though SEO may sound complicated, it's easier than you think. All you are really doing is you want to write for people and not search. If you understand that writing for people and not search engine is the best practice. Now, in as much as we have talked about writing for Google, you want to get seen and all of that, you cannot focus on just Google. I want Google to find me. I want Google to find me. That cannot be the only thing that will drive you. You need to write in a way that when somebody opens the website, we will read it. Did you notice that Patel is just writing two lines? Can you see? That's 2 lines with spaces. 2 lines, space, 2 lines, space, 1 line, space, 1 line, space. You know, when we were in secondary school or in university, we used to write bulk lines. You can write like 9 lines for 1 paragraph, 7 lines for 1 paragraph, 11 lines for 1 paragraph. Everything will now be thick like bread. You cannot do that if you want your website to be seen by Google and by people. Imagine you open this thing and the thing is just 11 lines at once. Once your eyes just hit you, your head will bang. Excuse me, what is it? But because he spaced it out, it is a strategy. It is an SEO strategy, so that the page has space. We are not overwhelmed by what we are reading. It is a strategy. This thing, the way his words are spaced, is an SEO strategy. So as we are learning from him in theory, we are learning from him in practical. So please take notes. The assignments, let me give us the assignment before we end. The assignment I'm giving you, and I hope somebody will do this assignment. This particular SEO writing blog post by Neil Patel, I hope somebody will go back to this website and try to write an article or write a blog post based on this website, based on what you saw here. Now you will go and look for a topic, you will do your keyword research, and then you will use the style of Neil Patel to go and write your own. Because if you don't practice what you're learning from me, it is useless to you, except you don't intend to use it. If you don't want to use it, no problem. Nobody cares. But if indeed you want to get your hands into content writing, I promise you, I am happy that I am in this space. As far as my IELTS is concerned, I am in the knowledge industry, and online learning is experiencing the biggest boom in the world right now. For the following years or for the years to come, the industry that is going to continue to sell is the online learning industry. That's why I'm preaching that people should create their courses and create their books, because that's where it's going to happen for the next couple of years. The predictions are there. Everybody knows it is because of COVID that this is happening. COVID created a boom, a crazily booming economy for online content. Okay, so what is this? If you're going to step into writing now, you are doing the right thing. A lot of business sprang up during COVID, and if you want your business to be seen, you need to write. They need to write. People need to write. But what is your goal when you are writing? Your writing must solve a problem. If you go and write a blog post about what you like doing when you wake up in the morning, who cares about that? No one cares about that. If you are going to help a business write a blog post, that blog post has to solve a problem. How to brush your teeth if you are sick, or how to lose weight. That's one thing people care about. How to, stay young when you are 80. How to look young when when you're 80. Who doesn't want to look young? Or you talk about something that has to do with skincare, or how to make money. Who doesn't want to make money? Your blog post, if you ever get a job on Fiverr or wherever else in this world, your first assignment for that business owner is to help them write a blog post that solves somebody's problem. If it solves the problem, people will read it. Google will show it to them. It will be found, and they will buy what you are selling eventually. And even if the people that read don't buy, the traffic, the fact that they came to your website, they have pushed traffic to your website. Somebody else comes, traffic again. Somebody else comes, traffic again. Eventually, when the people that need to buy something from that website, need that website, they'll be found, because traffic from readers have pushed them up, up. Everybody needs traffic to get seen by Google. And so, writing these things is what helps people to get seen. Now, what is SEO? SEO means, as I've told you before, search engine optimization. Look at the way he described it. I already explained it to you. He said, we all know what happens when you type a search query into the search engine and hit enter. You get the list of search results that are relevant to your search. That was what I started with when we started. I typed SEO blog writing and I showed you the things that showed up. That is what happens. The reason that happened is because of search engine optimization. Those 10 websites have done something to make sure that Google will find them when people search for blog post writing. So if you go and type how to prepare amala right now, the websites that will show are websites that have done their SEO homework. Are you with me? If you are learning, please type learning into the group. I feel as if I'm talking too much and I'm not hear anything. So if you are learning, please type learning into the group. Just give me that emotional boost or that mental, what do you call that thing? Something support. Okay? So please type learning, or if you don't even have the strength for learning, just type one, just drop an emoji. So I know that we are moving, we are learning. Now, he has chosen this image to show you what the entire process of SEO looks like. Remember I said that you start with research. The next one is, you research your keywords. You go and create a structure of your whatever you want to write using those keywords. Then you do on-site SEO. In short, it has to do with writing it, the entire writing process. And then link building. Link building just says you go and get other people to come and say, we read your blog post and it makes sense. And so on their own website, we'll link to your website. On another website, they will link to it. Everybody, everywhere, you get plenty people to link to you and say, Adenike's website makes sense. That blog post makes sense. So long as so many people can do that, then you are building links to your website. And that way, Google will say, this person recommends that person's website. Okay, it makes sense. Or this other person, 1,000 people use, recommended that website. Okay, it makes sense. Google will now believe in you because of them. That's what link building. See, I hope I'm not watching this tomorrow. This is the best way I can explain this to you, because there are people that make SEO content writing look like something very technical. And because I've done it for 5 years, I know that this thing is simpler than, and that's the same thing Patel said. Now, when you're through with link building, you now move on to, you need to, as search engines will keep updating themselves, you would also need to, your blog post gets old after a while. So you need to add changes, make changes, add some things. Some links will break. Something will happen to somebody's website and the connection to your website won't be there anymore. So you need to fix those links and all of that. Some keywords that were popular in 2020 may not be popular in 2021 or 2022. So you need to use the keywords that are trending now. You keep updating it, keep improving it. And at the end of the journey, you analyze your rankings and your traffic. How many people came? How many people found it? How did it improve your website? And all of that. That's the entire circle. This is the circle of SEO. Okay, now let's go further. Many of the things he said down here, in his blog post, I've actually talked about them. I know I said you research your keywords, you pick a particular one, and you write about it. Okay, and then when people read it, what they normally should do is they should share it to, okay, I read this blog post, they share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it to other places. That's what you want people to do. Okay? That said, let me now tell you what Neil Patel did. You see that he has told us everything that we need to know from the beginning of the article. But if you look at where my cursor is, can you see that we have not even gotten to 10% of where we're going to. We are still going to scroll down and down and down. Neil Patel writes long blog posts, because if your blog post is long, there is a possibility that it is detailed. It answers all the questions that anybody can ask. Let us quickly scroll down. Let's go. See me, I'm scrolling down. I'm scrolling down. I'm scrolling down. I'm going down. Can you see? Can you see pictures? Can you see graph? Can you see, graphs? Can you see different things, screenshots? Can you see I'm scrolling down? I'm scrolling down. Can you see examples? I'm still scrolling down. I'm still scrolling down. Still going down. I've not gotten to the end, though. Ew. I have not gotten to the end. We're going down and down and down. We are close to the end. We are close to the end. We have gotten to the end. This is how long, this is how detailed Neil Patel's blog post is. Why do you think Google will not show him to you, to us? Why do you think Google did not show him, why do you think we found him? Because he gave us something very detailed. He added a lot of pictures. He even added a link to his YouTube channel. These are all the things that make people have authority. This is what makes a blog post search engine optimized. It is thorough. Did you see this initial picture at the beginning? Of course, it caught our attention, right? And this is called a feature image. This is the image that shows for the blog post. Okay? Now, that said, now we have gotten to somewhere here. I'm not going to bother you with some of the technical parts, but I've painted the main thing that you need to learn. Now, we're talking about copywriting. Copywriting is under content writing, because the goal of copywriting is to sell. It's eventually to sell. But you can write content without planning to sell. Okay, so content writing is under digital marketing, and copywriting is under content writing. These things can be broad. I want you to know that all of them are linked to themselves. Okay, so the idea is, when you write a copy, when you write a copy, whatever it is that you write, the goal of that copy is for somebody to take action, to do something. Do you want them to download something for a free ride? Do you want them to read another blog post? Do you want them to book a consultation call? In short, all those things are called call to action, CTA. I don't know if you have seen them anywhere. Okay, so a copywriter is somebody who writes copy for advertisements, promotions, customer engagement, and everything. Okay, and so a SEO copywriter, tailor this to online content. The point is, you are trying to give people what they need. But of course, how do you give them what they need? Your headline. Look at the title of Neil Patel's article, this blog post. See, SEO copywriting: how to write content for people and optimize for Google. There is no number here. It can go away. It can. It did not use number, but it did two things. He used SEO copywriting. That is a keyword. He has done his research. He knows that SEO copywriting is a major keyword. So he used that. Now, can you see how to something? Articles that have how to in their title, or blog posts that have how to in their headline, are also easily seen. People like, titles that have how to, because that's the way they're thinking about it in their brain. There's a lot of research that has shown that there are certain ways you write your headline that will allow people to choose you. Okay, so I'm not even going to spend so much time on all of those and everything. But in short, this is just him talking about how the old Google algorithm works. Okay, and how everything eventually ties back to their business. Now, that's all of that. You can come back to this blog post later, but I want to show you the exact things that we're talking about. Okay, now remember what I talked about, the first page of Google. Everybody wants to get to the first page of Google. Now, what do you do to get to the first page of Google? As far as SEO copywriting is concerned, number one, the website of that person that you are writing for, that business that you're writing for, it has to load fast. This is the technical aspect of SEO. So that's not really your business. If you are taking a business that is interested in everything, you will need to tell them that their website needs to open fast, because if a website does not open in the first 3 seconds, 40% of the people that opened it will leave. Okay, so majority expects that when you click on a website, within the first 2 seconds or less, 40% of such people expect that such people will stay and read. Does it ever happen to you? You click on a website and see it's just rolling, waiting, blank. You are just waiting for it to load. That website cannot really be shown by Google. Google cannot show the website because it is disobeying one of the things that will make Google show it. It is not loading fast. So that's the on-site, SEO and all of it. You can see all these technical details. It gave example. You see that it's showing us pictures and all these things. That is how you write. Your blog post needs to have pictures. But the next most important thing is the headline. You see that we've analyzed his own line. If that headline did not catch our attention, there is no way we would have chosen it. Upspot, one of the websites I talked about, used numbers in their own. It didn't use numbers, any number, but it still caught our attention. Now, there are different types of how long, if you're going to be a content writer, this is how much time, this is how you should manage your time. As of 2014, this is the way, this is technical SEO, this is how you, publish and share, you do keyword research and everything, blah, blah, blah. But more than that, I'm trying to go down. Yes, the type of headline. I was talking about it a few minutes ago. What did I tell you about numbers? Can you see? Number is the most common type, the most preferred type of blog post. How many percent can you see? 36%. If your blog post has a number, it is most likely going to be chosen because that's what people prefer. People prefer lines with numbers. So you saw the samples I showed you. They had numbers. And the same thing even applies on social media. When I used to create my IELTS content very well last year and earlier this year, before I began to homeschool and everything, you see, I would write 7 ways to understand the IELTS writing, 7 things you should do when you're doing the IELTS reading. All of those things were strategies to get people to read because I know the power of numbers. Even when you are selling anything you do, whether you're writing a sales copy or a Facebook ad, anything, give people numbers. It is a strategy. We know it. As far as SEO is concerned, we know people want numbers. Give it to them. Next, the next one is something that talks to the reader. Okay, something that speaks to them. Look at this example. For example, for numbers, you see 30 ways to make drinking tea more delightful. But for this that addresses the reader, it says ways you need to make drinking tea more delightful. It's talking to the person. See, it has the word you in it. It's talking to the person. Now, how to, which is used as 70%, how to make drinking tea more delightful. And then the regular one is ways to make drinking tea more delightful. And then the last one is question. So your title is a question. Your headline has a question. It is the least type that anybody will open. So this shows you the importance of headline. That's the second thing we have talked about, looking at this list. So you can go through, these are different types of headlines. You see, different types of headlines. It's showing us different types of headlines, different types. And it gave a lot of examples. Can you see 54 ways to save money? It gave different types, okay? Now, it now came to talk about, it went to talk about, I told you about this used. I used a lot when I was starting because it helps you to find your keywords. It tells you how your headline is. It tells you the changes you can make when you're writing your headline and so many things. It's a very useful tool. So you see that he has a YouTube video that talks about it. He embedded the link while he was creating this blog post into his website. When I had a WordPress website and I still used to create content, these are some of the things I did, but I just abandoned my website and I just moved on because I don't really have that much time. Now, the third most important thing is the content itself. What exactly are you writing? What exactly are you writing? And he talked about somebody who grew his traffic within 6 months. He moved from 10,000 readers, and people that came to his website, he moved from 10,000 to 80,000. That's times 8. And how did he did without running ads, without asking Google to advertise his website or anything? He was blogging 2 to 3 times a week. And his niche is a swimming pool. He has a swimming pool thing. What did he do? His keywords were long tail keywords. Oh, I didn't mean to click on it. You see now, did you notice that when I clicked on it, it highlights? You click on this with highlights. All these things that have color, all those things are called anchor keywords, because they are there are links behind them. They are hyperlinks. Many of them lead back to Neil Patel's website or to other websites, and so they call them. There's a difference. They say inbound. Okay, I think, is it inbound or internal? I think they say something about internal links and external. If it is internal or inbound, it comes back. It is within your own website. It is just another page on your website. Okay, so this one, if you touch this inbound now too, you see that it goes to another website, inboundnow.com. That's somebody else's website. When you are writing an SEO blog post, you should always link back, whether to another blog post that you have written, or to another page that you have written, or to somebody else's page. Google says no man is an island. You don't know everything. So you cannot write a blog post and the blog post will just be plain. You don't link to anybody. Nobody. Well, link building is people link to you. Okay? You adding links like this is you are linking to, whether you're linking to yourself or linking to other people. Okay? So all those orange highlights that you can see, they are deliberately added. Now, this one now leads us to the guy's website. If you look at the bottom left area of my screen, you can see realpoolsandpass.com. Excuse me, that's the guy's website, or maybe it's the place where Neil Patel found that article. So you see these long tail keywords. If you look at the bottom left area of my screen, you will see that it is neilpatel.com, his own blog. And the title of that blog is How to Integrate Long Tail Keywords in Your Blog Post. It linked back to another page on his website. Okay, look at this. He said that if you look at the link of that one, it is unamo.com. That's another website. So links are always important. You should always link back to another of your page, that's a different page, or somebody else's page. You look at this, you see this Google Panda now. It is leading to search engine land. You see this over optimization. It is leading to himself, neilpatel.com/blog/avoid over optimizing, and all of that. Okay, so links are very important because Google believes that nobody knows it all. Now, meta description, you see, I already talked about it. That is what you use to describe what your topic is about. Okay, so that search engine can find it. You see, he's trying to explain it to people. That that meta description is a bit of a description for people to understand what your website is about. So when you are writing for businesses, you should also give them suggestions of what their meta description can be if you want to achieve a full SEO result for them. And the number of keywords is between 150 and 160. Okay, so this, it takes its time to talk about it, but still talking about keywords now, or I'm talking about meta description. It says you're going to choose a keyword in your meta description. You need to find out why people are using the keywords that they use. Why do people type what they type when they come on Google? And I gave an example. If you're a social media consultant and you want to attract clients to your business, you cannot go and write social media consultants on Google. Your primary keyword must be social media expert advice. Okay? When your prospective client types that into Google, what do you think they're interested in? They want somebody, a social media expert, that will give them advice on how they can move their online or brick and mortar business to the next level. So it is the thing that makes people search for what they're searching for that should decide the keywords you are going to use, whether you are writing the full content of the blog post or just the meta description. Okay, so this is it. This is the guide, and I believe that it must have gotten this image from most likely Yoast or another website. Okay, but this is is descriptive. It explains how you should find it, and how to write a meta description. That's it. You see, there are different examples. Let's go to the next point. Keyword frequency. How many keywords should you add when you are writing? Let me take you back to Fiverr. When I was, well, let's open one of our gigs. I will write for your blog. Let's open it. When you are creating your Fiverr gig for blog post and writing, it will ask you, they will ask you for how many keywords you are going to use. Okay, so this particular blog, she did not put the number of keywords. See, she wrote 1,000 words SEO blog posts, okay, but she not specify the keywords, the number of keywords that she needs. She only told us the number of words she's going to write. We need one of our gigs that will show us we need a gig that will show us the number of keywords that she's going to use. So let's look for another gig. We need a gig. I want you to know that. Okay, look at this. I will edit SEO copy. Let's see what she put there. Let's see if she has number of keywords. Because when you are creating your gig, this one also does not have. When you're creating your keywords on your gig on Fiverr, Fiverr will ask you for the keywords, the number of keywords that you want to add or you want the buyer to give you. So the question that, and me, back then, I came across different people. And then they will ask you, you would ask them for the number of keywords. But the question really is, how many keywords should you write? If you're writing 500 words, how many should you write? If you're writing, should you use? If you're writing 1,000 words, how many keywords should you use? Now look at what Neil Patel says. Neil Patel says, this thing change. Google makes some changes from time to time. You should not stuff keywords. You should not just say because you want Google to find you. You now add plenty keywords. That's called keyword stuffing. And it will actually cause Google to penalize you. There's a particular name that they use for it. Okay? So don't stuff it because you want to be seen. You pop, you just adding keywords here and there. No, it's not done. Okay? Now, I already know the answer, but I want you to find out for yourself. Okay? So let's just go straight to it. This is a tool. It says this is a tool that can tell you, how many keywords you need depending on the number of the length of the article that you are writing. Now look at it. Look at this. I want you to wait. There's a particular 1%. It's mentioned here. Give me a minute. I think I've lost it. Okay, look at what Branding says. According to Branding, keyword SEO frequency is one of the 200 ranking. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Don't go overboard. It's somewhere inside here. But I think he answered the question. But the point is, there's a certain percentage that you should not cross. I think, yes, a keyword recipe greater than 5.5% would make you guilty of keyword stuffing. But this is not even it. There's a particular place where it is said that if you are writing 500 words, use just 5 keywords. I think it is on yoast.com. That tool I told you, that readability tool. Let me open it for you so you can see it. Okay, Yoast readability checker. Look at it. Now I'm opening it for you. This is it. Real-time content analysis. When you write a blog post, what you do, the same way we do Grammarly. Well, this is exactly what I have used all my life. This thing that you can see here is, if it shows green, your blog post is perfect. If it shows yellow, you can improve it. If it shows red, you have done a lot of nonsense. So when there was one particular buyer on Fiverr that said, "Wow, thank you for the job. I put it on Yoast and it gave me green. You did an excellent job." There are buyers who will go back and analyze the job that you deliver after you have delivered it. Now, you see, we talked about the title. We talked about meta description. We talked about, let's go down, readability. We talked about keyword because you're supposed to have one focus keyword and then more keywords. Now, we have not added anything yet. Okay? We have not added anything yet. Let me go and open one of those blog posts that I add. One of those blog posts. Let me just open 8 best tourist places in London. Let me open one of the blog posts that I have, and let's just analyze it to see what it's going to show us. I want you to see an example of what I'm talking about. Okay, so let me quickly share my screen. Let me share this screen with you. I wrote this for a business, one of the guys I worked with in the UK, Shane. So, where is Telegram? Okay, where are you? I want to show you my Microsoft Word. Where is Microsoft Word? Okay. Okay, so this is it. Can you see what I'm showing you? Please, can somebody confirm to me that you can see what I'm showing? So you see what I talked about spacing articles, spacing what you write. You see that I also spaced out. Okay, I spaced out. You see what I said about keyword, using links. Can you see that I added a link? I added it. Okay, and what is the total of this one? This blog is just 298. The guy used to do a lot of short content, but you know, for somebody like Neil Patel, he always believes in long, and you will get to see that part as well. Okay, now, so they're like, and this is the guy's business, LLC. I'm going to copy this blog post, this entire content. I've clicked highlight, and then I'm going to copy, and then I'll change. I'm going to take it to. Let me change my screen so you see exactly how I'm doing it. So I'm changing my screen. I'm going back to my Google Chrome so that we can use this Yoast. Okay, so I've come here and then I will just do right click and then I would paste. Let me just use my paste like this. I've used Control V. Okay, I've used Control V. Okay, I've not added my keyword. Let me look through. It should be sorry places, but let me see. Let me go back to the content. Okay, this is just an example for you to know. Okay, this is just an example. Yes, tourist places in London. It's in my first line. That's one thing when you are doing. Okay, can you hear me? Okay, I thought it was a message in this group. So I'm going to copy that. It's in my. For you to be my first sentence, and that's one thing about your keyword. Your keywords should show up on time. So let me see if that was the one I used throughout. I can't remember, but let me see the number of times. Let's find out this. We want to use this tool to find out how many times, okay, that this was used. Okay, so can you see some red? Can you see some green? Can you see green? Let's go and see our color. Okay, can you see the color? What I tell you, when the color is yellow, it can be improved. How do we know it needs to be improved? I have not added the title. It's asking us to add title. So let me copy let me copy this title that I add and put it in the title. If it is not good enough, this post is going to recommend, it's going to tell us. So let's edit. Where's the part to edit? Yeah, you edit the snippet. You add the title. You add the title. The slug is what is going to be in line. The way Neil Patel's website, can you see this URL? You just wrote SEO copyright. So we're going to, you need something that is short and smart. So for me, I'll just do tourist places, London. You don't put article and all this preposition in, off, all those acts. You don't put all those things in your slug because they just occupy space unnecessarily. Okay, they are more or less useless. So we want to add a meta description, something that would make people click on it. So I'm just going to take this part. Neil Patel said you can ask a question when you are writing your meta description and there should be keywords in it. So you see I've put tourists visiting London. So now I'll make that our meta description. So I put paste here. It likes it. You see it made it green. It does not like this one because it's probably too long, or I don't know what is wrong. Let's go down. We'll find the report under. So let's do close. So what does it say? The focus keyword contains a full stop. Did I put full stop? Where did I put full stop? Let me see. Let's go back. Okay, this may or may not be wise depending on this. The focus keyword does not appear in the SEO title. Yes. Now, do you see what I'm saying? The keyword I chose is not in the title. So if you are going to use, you see that Neil Patel used SEO copywriting, and that keyword is showing up many times in his writing. So this particular one, I can't remember what my focus keyword was. Okay, but I know that tourist places is a keyword and London is a keyword. But I think I used numbers. I used this number 8 here, but maybe this is one article I didn't do well. I don't know. I can't remember what my keywords are because I think I did this over 2 years ago. But in short, I'm showing you the power of this tool Now, a meta description has been specified, but it does not contain the first keyword. Remember that Neil Patel said that your keyword should be in your meta description. But you see, I just copied something because this is already 10:15, but I want to do a practical. Now, it says no internal link appear in this page. The website itself, we don't have access to the website that this article is going to be on. So there's no internal link to the website. There's no link to LLC itself because we don't currently have access to that website now. Okay, now it says the SEO title is too short. That's why it is showing this color. It says there's no images in this picture, in this page, because I'm not analyzing a page itself. I'm not analyzing the website. I'm analyzing just the copy that is on my Microsoft Word. Okay, so the focus keyword does not appear in the URL. I'm not using a website. I'm using just just the copy from Microsoft Word, because I'm not the person that's going to do the final job. I'm going to send it to the guy who would, put it on his website by himself. Okay, now look at all this green. No followed outbound links. I was talking about outbound and inbound links and everything. Those links I told you about, it counted them and told us that there are 4. The focus keyword appears in the first paragraph. The one I took is in the first paragraph. Your keyword should be in your first paragraph. Keyword density that we're talking about this Neil Patel's area, the frequency, this density that we're talking, this frequency that we're talking about, that's what it's checked for us. And it said it is 1%, which is great. The focus keyword was found just 3 times. So that keyword I chose was found 3 times. The meta description that I chose, it says it has a nice length. The focus keyword appears in one of the headings. So it says I should use it more. I should use more, that keyword more. And then it says the text contains 306 words. Okay, normally your minimum words should be 300 words. Okay, your minimum word, the least you can write. You saw that it's on Neil Patel's page too. It told you, appear your 300 or 500 or 1,000 plus word. You know that you cannot write less than 300 words if you are writing a blog post. Now, you know that when we opened that Google page the first time, they said we should use transition words. That article that used to mention transition words. Can you see this transition? Let me go back up. Transition words that would make your article flow. Can you see use transition words here? That is what Yoast is showing us here again. You see, I use just 14.8%, whereas you should use 30%. If you use 30% transition words, it means that your writing flows really well. Now it says the copy scores 65.6%. It means that it's very okay to read. Okay, the amount of words following each subheading doesn't exceed 300. You remember what I said about bulky writing? There is no heading that I wrote 300 words for, because I kept breaking into subheading. You should always break your writing up, subheading. That's the structure. You see that's what Neil Patel is doing. It will write about keyword frequency. It will move again. It will write about page links. It will move again. It will write about something else. It will move again. There are so many things in between. Okay, so you see again, no paragraphs are too long, which is great. 11.1% of sentences contain more than 20 words, which is less than or equal to the recommended maximum of 25%. Okay, so you should not, 25% of your sentences should not have more than 20 words. It means that 20 words is the longest that any sentence should be, and there should not be too many. And passive voice, you should not do more than 10% of passive voice, but I use 3.7. And when you do passive voice, it means that you are not really talking to the person. You are just talking in a very professional way. You are too serious. But if you're writing the way Neil Patel is talking to us and is playful, if not for all the pictures on this page, maybe we should copy his link and go and analyze it on this, but we don't have so much time. Okay, so I've shown you how to use Yoast.com, how to use their tool to analyze your content. So you see that because of those things that are inadequate, we did not analyze a website itself. We just analyze the text. You see that our score is this color, so it can still get to green. I stopped analyzing this for all the websites, because I know different people that I write for, and I know that they love my job, so I just let it be. But if your target is green, sometimes people tell you your goal cannot just be green. Your goal can't just be because you want it to be green. Your goal should be bigger than that. Your goal should be that your what you've written is very high quality. Okay, if I have my own website now, I won't write a blog post of just 300 words. because that's not detailed. I will write something of around 2,000 words where I really answer people's question. And the more you write, the more meaningful you will say, or the more meaningful things you're likely to say, and the more time people will spend on your page. If people stay on your page longer, if you write a content for a business, a business that is long enough for people to stay on their website for a long time, then it means that people don't go on time. It is called bounce rate. People don't leave on time. And if people stay on your website for a long time, Google would think, oh, that person stayed there for a long time. That website is useful. Okay, so this other things is showing us some technical aspects and everything. Now look at what it said here. Every day, over 3.4 million blog posts are written. Now, don't you see how difficult it is for people to compete and get found? All of this part is talking about why people search, the keywords, why people search, and here it talks about storytelling. When you write an SEO blog post, tell story. Find a way to make it interesting. If it is interesting, people will read. Storytelling always works. And you have nothing to hide. This is, he's showing us an article he wrote. This is quick fraud. I think he's linked to him somehow. He wrote this in December 10, 2014. How he spent, over $162,000 on clothes, and it's made him over $692. Storytelling. It talks about it. It says use humor. Make your writing interesting. Make it interesting. Okay, I know this Marie Follow. She's just an amazing. I've not been following her lately, but she's amazing. She uses humor. Okay, use case studies. Case studies is the case of all the people that you have worked with, or examples of people that have partnered with you. Talk about them. Okay, look at the kind of content types that people prefer. If it has research, research reports and studies, they would, 65%, 65% people prefer this. In short, it's just showing you the type of content that appeals to people. Okay, now talking about the length of your blog post, Look at this. This matters, please. This really matters. Okay, look at this. For the top 10 results, number one, they did a research and they analyzed, the length of the content, and they found that the person on that is number one has around 2,450 something words. This person moves up to a bit, maybe 2,000, a little. It's just a bit around maybe two. It's not yet 2,500, maybe 2,490 or whatever, and then others. So what does it show you? If you want the blog post you are writing, if you're going to take a job for a buyer, somehow you should be targeting a minimum of 2,000 words. A minimum of 2,000 words. Okay, so there are different. There's a lot of different research about how to what should be long, and should it be long? Should it be how long should it be, and everything. Remember that the process is you need to do your keyword research before you start. You need to focus on solving a problem for people, and then your heading needs to catch attention. You need to use stories. You need to use humor. You need to use tools that will help you to ensure that your keywords are not too much. Now look at this one about long tail keywords and short tail keywords. The difference is if it is a short tail keyword, it has just maybe 2 words. Like that SEO copywriting is 2 words. Okay, but if you say like the way we typed SEO blog post writing examples, that's 5 words. So the longer a keyword is, the longer it is, people will prefer it. Because when people go on Google, they don't just write 2 words. They don't just write 2 words and 3 words. Many times they write the entire problem that they have. Now let me take you back to that initial page that I opened for you. We typed SEO blog writing. Look at something. Can you see people also ask? These people also ask, when you are writing a blog post for a business, pack them as part of your long tail keywords, because people are already asking Google for these things. So if your blog post answers these questions, when Google is looking for answers, it will come and pick your website, the website of the person you wrote for. These are long tail keywords. How many words? This is 6 words. This is 6 words. This is 7 words. This is 6 words again. Long tail keywords. When people search, they type their problem in full, in sentence form. They don't just write Nike sneakers. They write Nike sneakers for young men. That's 5 words. That is more precise than these ones that are at the bottom here. Okay, these ones that are under here, they are also LI. Okay, long tail keywords. I think there's laser something. There's another one they call LSI. All these things, when you are writing, pack them. But if you don't want to use this method, you can go and use that href tool that I showed you, this Keywords Explorer. Go and use it to find the keywords that you want to use. Okay, so this just shows you that long tail keyword always wins, because when people search on Google, they are writing their problems in full. Now you see that I talked about Uber Suggests. This is Neil Patel's tool. It belongs to him. It is a keyword tool. It is a traffic tool. And so you see he's recommending himself what he uses. It will show you search volume. It will show you the difficulty, how competitive a keyword is. It will show you the keywords that people are paying for. It will show you how much people spend, or I don't know if this is how much you spend or how much you make. I don't really understand all this, the part of these things. But this is just to show you that there's a lot of work that goes into SEO. But of course, there are some that you cannot. You see, I talked about internal links. The SEO that you have control over as a writer. Always link back to other pages in the website. This is 10:26. We are rounding up. I'm already going towards the end. Now look at what I said. You control 98% of what happens within your website. Okay, so you see, I talked about bounce rate. Are people leaving on time, or retention rate? Are they spending more time on it? Social shares, are they sharing it to other people after they've read it? Okay, so you see backlink hole. You see that he added this infographic and is referring to backlink hole. Okay, if you look at the bottom left of this page, you see that backlink.com.on-page SEO. Okay, even though I told you that in your URL you should not use prepositions like on, but this one, on-page SEO is it's a name. It refers to something in particular. Okay, so in short, these are things that would make you start out well. I don't know, can you remember any of them? We've talked about solving a problem for people. We've talked about researching the keywords that people are looking for and find out why people are typing those keywords. We have also talked about your headline. If your headline catches attention, people will stay. And we talked about the different types of headlines. We said headlines that have numbers are the most powerful. Okay, let's look at this page that we even found. Did you notice the types of headlines that are here? You see that Yoast is on top because it is number. Then look at HubSpot. HubSpot also used number. They use SEO writing. They started the way Neil Patel started. Then look at this, they use how to. Okay, how to was the third best. You see, Hrefs also use number. They use their own keywords to use SEO writing. These people did not use number, but they used how to. Neil Patel did not use number, but he used how to. This next one, Backlinko used question. The question is the least preferred type. Maybe that's why it is called at the bottom. And then Zenny copy, I'm sure that it is because of she's good. That's why she's showing up. She knows her SEO. That's why she's the 10th person. Do you know what it means to be on the first page of Google? That's what everybody in this life wants. Every business owner wants to. Because if you are the one looking for something, do you normally go to see more? Who types see more? When you're looking for something, do you type see more? I rarely type see more. People rarely ever go to the second page of Google. It is on the first page that they will find their answer, and that's where they will stay. So if you are not on the first page, will they find you? No. And so everybody struggles. Google first page. Google first. Even Fiverr, people want to be on first page. This fast photo is on first page. She's top. People want to be on first page. Okay? So even on Fiverr, for you to find your way, look at all the things she can do. And she's verified in them. But she started 7 years ago. Now is a great time for you to start. I had 5 years experience on Fiverr. This is still my gig. I still have my gig, right? I showed you my gig. The previous gig, so I had a gig that I used. I had an account that I used before. But I deleted it because I'm now teaching people how to start. And I want to start again as well. so that if people are experiencing certain challenges, I want to experience them as well. So when somebody told me, they've not made a sale, I can say, okay, me too, I made a sale, we're together. Okay, so for me, the 5 years I've spent so far, it's like I have done my best. And let me just start again for the fun of it because I'm teaching people. Okay, so we have learned a lot so far. But the summary of everything is, we have come to the end. The summary of everything is, all you need to do is tell yourself, what problem do I want to solve? So if somebody comes to you for a health article, ask them, what problem do people have relating to health in a particular way? Your goal should always be solving a problem. As soon as you have discovered how to solve a problem, the next thing is to now find out the keywords, the way people are asking Google their problem. Okay, I've given you a number of tools that you can use. I've told you can use the Keyword Explorer, you can use Google Trends. I've shown you what, the number of people that have blog post gigs on Fiverr. You see that we found Fauswado on this page. You see that she's here. Okay, you see that she's here. So if you're also starting out on Fiverr now, I hope that you will be dedicated or willing to get on Google's first page. Let's see if we can find a Nigerian or somebody that looks like us. Okay, so that's first page. That's all. Can you see page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, page 7? Are we going to go there? Not likely. Okay, so if you want to get found on Google, SEO blog posts are for you. And even on Fiverr, SEO works on Fiverr. SEO works everywhere, in every system, on social media, on Amazon, everywhere. You need to be found by the search option of that platform, irrespective of what it is. Okay, so this is 10:31. And I just want to ask, I think one person is online right now. Who is online? Okay, I see Oluchi. Thank you. So I just want to ask, do you feel like you have learned from this session? Do you feel like it has helped you? Okay, so the assignment I gave is, please try your hands. Just try a blog post. Even if it's this new Patel's blog post that you would, attempt or something like it. Try your hands on a blog post or an SEO blog post. Okay? We used one of mine as an example for this Grammarly. Okay, so I'm sure that in another session we can actually do the typing, the actual blog writing itself. This one has shown you how to do it, so I hope that in another session we can actually write a complete blog post. Okay, I appreciate everyone who joined us tonight, and I believe that we have come to the end of the session for this night. Okay, so this is our final free session for the week. Our next session will come up next Monday by God's grace. I appreciate you and I appreciate your time. I wish you a wonderful rest. The replay for this session will be available in the group by morning. Okay, thank you so much and good night.